Coming back with another video for my military. And this one is for you youngsters who's thinking about going into the military. And also for my OGs who's been in the military. Uh, you probably going to remember this. I like bringing up some good old military memories. So this one is how to pack a deuce and a half. Now, for the majority of you, when you go into your basic training, you're not going to be packing a deuce and a half. But not unless they change things. And they might have, I don't know if they still use the deuce and a half as much, but a deuce and a half is a two and a half ton. Nah, it weighs more than that. Weighs more than that. But anyway, it's a deuce and a half. So it's a cargo truck, pretty much. And shoot, when you're in basic training, you're actually the cargo. But nonetheless, when you get out of basic training and you get into your AIT, you might come across one or two that you're going to have to pack. Now, depends on what your MOS is. Um, Mine was 94B. I was food service, a cook, food service specialist. Whatever the title is, I think that's changed now. Um, Nonetheless, a what we had to do as far as packing a deuce and a half, you pack it from the inside and work your way out. So that makes common sense, but common sense ain't common. So yeah, you're gonna pack it from the inside and work your way to the front. Now, here's the thing: when you're going on a bivouac or you're going, you guys are doing a major rollout, this information is gonna come. It's gonna be very important because some of you are gonna do it wrong. And if you pack a deuce and a half wrong, okay, for one, you have your specs on everything that you need to go out into the field with. And your E5 and your spec 4, maybe your corporal, depends on how your rank structure is. Spec 4, corporal, they're almost the same rank except one is an NCO. So you may have an E5, E6. So your E6, E5, corporal, spec 4s, and then your three twos and ones. All of you are going to be doing the packing, but the E6 is most likely not. He's going to be the supervisor. And like I said, it depends on what your rank structure is, but the E7 definitely isn't. But nonetheless, that E7 is going to be looking over what you guys have done to see who is, on their game and who's not. So when you're going to have to take out to the field maybe a couple deuce and a halves, but yours is gonna everything that's listed has to go in, and it has to be packed right, or you have to take it all out and do it again. So let's just say that you got a couple GP larges. Maybe you have one GP large. So if you don't know what that is, it's a tent, and it's a large tent. So you got your GP large, your medium, and your smalls. So if you have a GP large, that's a big old tent that's folded up, and you're gonna have to start loading that stuff in. It's huge, so it's gonna have to be folded right, pressed down, and everything, and packed from the back on up. You're also gonna have your stands for it and all the wood that comes with it and everything that comes with it. It's gonna have to be packed perfectly. Then of course you're gonna have your mediums, and then you're gonna have your GP smalls. Also, you're gonna have your camouflage, and this is what kicks you behind when you get into the field, especially when you get to setting up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you have to have breakfast on by 7, 8 o'clock. That uh, that camouflage for your truck, your GP, small, large, and medium, all that camouflage usually goes into one truck. So You have all that that's going into your truck. And you're also going to have your, for us, it was our cooking equipment. Now, of course, we dragged out, you know, military cooking, pretty much a kitchen, so we knew how to drag a whole kitchen out and pretty much set it up and then cover it up and all that other good stuff. So that's not going in the deuce and a half. But nonetheless, your utensils, some of your utensils, some of your burners, um, some of your night equipment, your gas tanks, your water tanks, your stuff for Kool-Aid, all them OD green tanks. A lot of that is going inside of your deuce and a half. Now, when I was in, we had to pack a deuce and a half, and I wasn't going into the field because I was injured. But nonetheless, I wasn't even supposed to pick up anything heavy. But when I saw the way my teammates were packing a deuce and a half, I looked at it and it was, I was like, we're gonna have to do it again. And I wasn't supposed to be packing it at all, but they were doing it wrong, and so, hold on, they were doing it wrong. So I got up there and I reconfigured everything and showed them how to pack it right. And then I walked on into the kitchen because I wasn't supposed to be doing that. I was on detail because I was injured. But nonetheless, they was like, thanks, you helped us out. I was like, no problem. So I'm just telling you guys, learn how to pack your deuce and a half the correct way the first time. Learn how to learn everything that's on your list. Uh, learn how to do it within a timely fashion. I ain't saying you got to be like Forrest Gump on it, but I'm saying that you only get so much time to pack a deuce and a half, and you might be taking one of more than one of them out to the field. So you got to know what's going on, where. Plus, you got all your equipment, your A and B bags, and your tents and all that other stuff. It's just a lot, but nonetheless, pack from the back and then pack forward. Don't start putting stuff on the side because that's where people go wrong. When they start packing a deuce and a half because it's so big, you're thinking that if I just put this on the side, it'll be okay. Don't do that because you're going to be tripping over it when it comes time for you to be in and out of that truck. And that's where a lot of your time gets consumed moving stuff around in the truck. That's not how you want to do it. When you're packing a deuce and a half, you have your stuff lined up the way it's going into the truck. So you should have about 4 people, and you should have everything lined up the way it's going into the truck, and there should be a rhythm to it. But once you get it down once, you should, boom, have it, write it down, whatever. Because if it's time to really roll out, like, if it's wartime, this is not something that you want to play with. It's your boy Tone 202. God loves you, and so do I.